Ithaca is gorgeous. It's the slogan emblazoned on bumper stickers and t-shirts, signs and buildings. But sometimes Ithaca's most iconic features lead to some all too familiar tragedies. They take the form of swimming disasters or suicide attempts. But whenever disaster strikes, it's up to the New York State Police dive team to get in the water. Every fall, the team trains on and in the St. Lawrence Seaway, just off of Alexandria Bay. Our own AJ Feldman was able to tag along.
Ithaca, New York. Home to over 150 waterfalls, it's the city's most distinctive feature. The area is teeming with lakes, rivers, streams, and other bodies of water, most of which have signs that say that swimming is not allowed, and with good reason. While the gorges may be a fun way to enjoy a hot summer day, they're equally as dangerous. Drownings occur nearly every year. Enter the New York State Police Dive Team. Since 1932, it has been tasked with retrieving evidence, weapons, and drowning victims whenever they go below the water anywhere throughout the state. The team trains at the Canadian border at the St. Lawrence Seaway, just off of Alexandria Bay, and we were able to see how they prepare for their underwater recoveries. Our guide for the day was Tom Barton, who has been the division diving officer for the New York State Police for the past 6 years. He oversees and runs the training programs here in Alexandria Bay. The dive team is one of, if not the most difficult specialty units in the police force to be a part of. Prospective members take part in a grueling 8-week-long program which is based on the Navy Dive School. The first 3 weeks consist of open water scuba training before focusing on public safety dive training. Then, prospects are trained on the different search methods and tactics and tested with various situations. This combines the physical and mental qualities needed to become a state police officer. They're given 3 attempts to complete a task, and the stress involved is often more difficult than the physical nature of the drill. If a diver doesn't complete the task the first 2 times, sometimes they can't even sleep before their last attempt. By the end of the training program, about 4 out of 5 divers have washed out of the program. Barton says it's important to know that the divers are qualified before they're sent out on a call.
Recreational divers, they pick and choose where they go. Public safety divers don't. We dive where we need to, where we're called on to do this, and a lot of things could happen underwater. There's a lot of different things underwater that nobody knows is there. The guys have to be prepared for any of that. The basis of our novice training is to make sure that they don't panic.
Today, the team is performing one of their most difficult training exercises, a deep dive, descending 135 feet.
The idea is just to get to depth, and we use this venue because the ship provides us the proper depth that we need, plus the structure of the actual dive. So the line takes them to the ship, then they follow the ship down to depth. At that depth, we do we basically rally all the divers up in that group. We do a narcosis check. It's basically a thought process. They're given a question given to them, and they have to respond in a certain manner. If they do that, it tells us they're thinking clearly and everything's fine, and then they return.
These training exercises mimic real-life situations, such as accidental drownings in Ithaca's gorges, where Neil Case operates as a part of Troop C.
And Ithaca has always kind of been one of our busier areas in the gorges there.
The most recent case made national headlines when an incoming Cornell freshman never surfaced after swimming in the gorge above Fall Creek. Just a few months earlier, this video of him opening his Cornell University acceptance went viral.
Almost every situation that we've been in the gorges, there's usually quite a few witnesses that were there and saw it.
What aren't people realizing that is the dangerous aspects of swimming or jumping off of a gorge?
Most of your drowning victims are poor swimmers, and they're not wearing PFDs, they're not wearing any sort of life preserver. And then they get in there, they're having fun, and I think they kind of get caught up in the moment maybe, and then put themselves in a position where they probably shouldn't be.
Case pleads to Ithaca residents to know their limits and to listen to posted warnings.
You have to stay out of the restricted areas. They're restricted for a reason. Ithaca has had numerous drownings over the years in the gorges, whether it's suicide or accidental drownings, and those areas are restricted for a reason.
While it's good to know that the dive team is trained and is top class, they'd certainly like to use those skills as little as possible.